Welcome to the Challis Hot Springs. This is a preliminary preview of the Mile High Classic Cross Country course. This is the starting area. It's 100 yards of grass until the first right-hand turn. Okay, we've made our first right-hand turn. Now we're on the road for about the next 200 meters. The 250 yard mark for the driving range, after we've snaked around the road, we'll make a hard left and we're going to loop around the outside of this back pasture before we make the first water crossing. Okay, we've looped around that pasture in a fairly tight loop, and now runners are going to make a hard 90-degree left-hand turn, and we'll go across the first water crossing. I'm going to cheat and go across the board. And then we stay on the dirt road, grass road, and loop into the back part of the hot springs into the cottonwoods. We're in the cottonwoods at about the 800 meter point now. And this old shack, I guess, is approximately 800 meters in. And now we turn and head back towards where we came from. Okay, coming up on the second water crossing. Of course, it's a two-loop course, 2,500 meters, so you'll have to do everything twice. And this is a little bigger. You're going to get wet. These weeds will be crop back. It's only a little over ankle deep, and it's clean bottom, so you shouldn't get mud or rocks inside of your shoes, but you are going to get wet. Up the hill, across the horseshoe pits, and out onto the next grass section. Okay, about 1,200 meters in, you'll actually parallel this road on the grass and loop around into the back part of the hot springs there. 1 mile in, make a hard right and head back towards the hot springs. Straight now. Towards that building. Once again, we make a hard right. I'm going to loop back parallel to the runners. Some that'll be still coming. Around the volleyball net and horseshoe pit, and then the course will loop around those Russian olives and come back to the hot springs house. Looping around the final Russian olive tree and heading back to the gravel bridge right there, and then doing a little move through the hot springs. So now we jump onto the hot springs path. And we'll head towards the manager's house, across the lawn to a bridge and then the hill. Pass by the entrance. A little bit of pavement, just a crossing. For the most part, 90% of it is soft ground or grass, and you can probably get away with some decent sized spikes. 1/4 inch, I don't know about 3/8. And now we come across the bridge, and you want to be in position because it is a single lane bridge to get across. And now we start the hill. It's about 80 or 90 meter hill. We'll turn right. You can see the path cut in, and the top of the hill is right there. So no worries, you don't have to go all the way to the top, even though you are in Challis. I'll walk you up the hill. It'll be a little bit wider for the race. Just enough room to pass somebody if you get the hair. And I'm at the top. Now you're looking over the hot springs, the round valley of Challis. That's the start finish area over there. And this is the downhill. And I'll take you down that. It'll be wider path in the uphill, and it is steeper than coming up. You do not want to eat it going down the hill. And that is the end of the downhill. Just after the downhill, make a couple tight turns. That's where you came from. Came down this road, and you're gonna make a hard right. You are about 200 meters from starting the next loop. One more short pavement crossing. And back onto the grass. Now coming in to the finish of the first loop. We'll walk the rest of the course here. Hard left. And we finished our first loop. And for the finish on the second loop, for the high schoolers, they will turn and head right back to where the start was, just to the right side. that's the finish down there. 100 meters of grass from here. And that is a preview of the Mile High Classic Cross Country Course in Challis, Idaho, located at the Challis Hot Springs. Again, 2 water crossings on each loop and 1 hill of about 80 to 90 meters on each loop. We'll see you here.